go. Now I'll just record it and put it up. Part of what I do with is like I learned how to do stuff like Stream Duck, where I do lives all the time. All right, here we go. We are live. Here you go. We are live. Hey guys, this is Albert the Taxman Show. Today we got an amazing guest. Remember, every day we come on and we show small businesses how to grow your bottom line. If you're watching this, the title will come out. Remember, sharing is caring. So if you're seeing this, please share this because this is awesome. You know, we got an amazing guest. We're out here to help increase your bottom line, because if we don't increase your bottom line, man, your door's going to close. And we don't want that to happen. So today I got a very special guest. Today is Dr. Candace. Candace is an awesome doctor, MD, you know, the one that went to medical school and worked hard. And she's got a pretty cool thing. She's out to stop burnout. That's right, burnout. Because if you're working too hard, you're not playing enough, you're going to get tired, upset, and you're going to close. But if we can show you how you can stop the burnout, guess what? You're probably going to stay in business just a little bit longer and make a little bit more money. And at the end of the day, we want you to go out and make some money so we can all change the world together. So now, thank you, Miss Candace. So now on with the show. Please tell us a little about yourself.
So I just want to do a quick correction really quickly. I'm not an MD, I'm a clinical psychologist.
Okay.
So I have a PhD and a PsyD in clinical psychology. I work almost exclusively on actually improving work-life balance for the people that I work with. So like he said, like Albert says, you know, burnout is actually one of the most costly afflictions to the US economy every year. It costs us money in the stress-related disorders that come along with it, cardiovascular disorders that are increased by the stress hormones, cortisol that are increased in the bloodstream. All of those things are happening to an exponential level right now. We're seeing burnout not only in practitioners, we're seeing burnout in small business owners, we're seeing burnout in parents, we're seeing burnout throughout the society right now with this trauma that we're going through. So it's very important to focus on managing burnout and managing mental wellness, because it's not really necessarily mental health, but mental wellness.
Okay. What would you say, and I have a couple of questions. What would be the first signs that you're on burnout? Give us a couple of tips that I'm burned out and I'm going crazy because I think I'm working too much.
One of the first signs is usually irritability. Your fuse gets very short. So, you know, the things that probably would be able to, you'd be able to kind of work through and get through any kind of crisis, all of a sudden everything becomes, like I said, overwhelming. It becomes too much for you to handle when it, you know, it may have not been something so serious. Somebody comes to you and says, oh, well, you know, we have a problem with a delivery. We have a problem with a patient. We have a problem with your son. And all of a sudden you kind of snap, you know, kind of start yelling and it's just too much, it's just too much, you know, and that is one of the first signs that you need to be very, very mindful of what's happening with you.
So I guess in today's Corona land, oh, hold on, let me shut this down here. Give me a minute here, because I went on another channel here. Give me a minute here. See, I try to put on a bunch of channels to spread it. That's kind of what I teach in my coaching class. So I guess during this Corona stuff, being locked up and locked down, okay, is really, 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 really causing problems with this, correct?
That is absolutely correct. We're seeing increases, like I said, even in family dynamics, we're seeing increases in domestic violence, in violence toward children. We're seeing increases in suicide rates, in mental health admissions to hospitals. All of these things, people are struggling.
All right, now give us some tips This is your show now. This is not my show. I might interrupt you because I like to ask questions. So give us a little 10 or 15 minutes on how we can work on it, how we can avoid it. All right. So go. It's your show. Go ahead.
All right, no problem. Thank you. So first off, I want to talk a little bit about the effects of isolation on mental health or mental wellness. For people who have previously been diagnosed with a mental health diagnosis, bipolar, depression, even if it's something that only kind of followed a traumatic event, the death of a parent, those sorts of things, these folks need to be even more mindful during this time. This is a time where old wounds open up. This is a time where old traumas come back to the surface and need, again, another kind of run through as far as taking care of your mental wellness. Now, again, for people who have never experienced, they may be wondering what they're feeling. Like I said, the first kind of sign that people often notice is this irritability, this kind of shortness that they find with other people. But what a lot of folks are experiencing is loneliness and the lack of human touch. During normal circumstances, we don't even realize just how much we touch each other. You know, we hug, we shake hands, we pat on the back, we give kisses on the cheek. All of these things are, for the most part, have been curtailed. They've been stopped because of social distancing suggestions, all of these kinds of requirements throughout different states. So I want to take just a moment to talk about a story from—
It's your show, darling. Sorry, it's your show. I just want to make fun of something. Remember the song, What's Love Got to Do with the Second and Emotion? Well, I guess Corona has kind of like put this. Oh, shoot, my keys are back there. Sorry, this is a live office and UPS did a delivery. So I guess the song, it just came up. Remember the old song, What's Love Got to Do with the Second and Emotion? Right? Well, guess what? Corona is like, that song really, really connects. All right, sorry, I just happened to make something, you know, a little bit of funny in this humor, a little bit.
No worries, no worries. I mean, we do have to find different ways to lighten the mood, but I just want, like I said, back in the 50s, before ethics in psychological testing began, there were orphanages in Russia that used to house hundreds of infants, but have very few nurses or very few caretakers. What they would do was simply have enough caretakers that they would go through the line, change, prop up the bottle, keep, turn them over so they wouldn't get bed sores, that sort of thing. And so they would get to the end of the row just in time to get back to the first one when it needed time for changing again. And so there was never any contact really with the children apart from just picking them up, turning them over, changing a diaper, and then propping the bottle back into their mouth. And what they found was that several of these infants actually died. So with full bellies, with warm bodies, with clean bottoms, but no touch, and they died. Because the effect of human touch is so important for us that we will actually grieve that. So a lot of us that haven't had any experience with mental health or any depression, anything like that before, are going through significant stages of grief that they never recognized before. So at first it's like, no, I'm fine, denial, right? Oh, I'm fine, everything's good, I'll be fine, I don't need anyone. Then the anger, oh man, why do I have to be locked up in my house? I'm not sick, my friends aren't sick, I don't know anybody that's sick. Then the bargaining. Well, if I go, I'll wear a mask or I'll wear a hazmat suit, but I just got to get out of here. And then the despair comes in, and it's like, oh my God, this isn't going to be over in 2 months. This isn't going to be over in 4 months. This isn't going to be over in 6. And so people start to really fall into a depression And like I said, not necessarily recognize that that's what they're going through because they've never experienced anything like this before. This is a global trauma. And so one of the things that, well, a few things that I suggest for people, the first thing is contact, contact, contact. Now, of course, I'm not talking about physical contact, right? We can't do that with the social distancing. But things like this, Zoom calls, video conferencing, FaceTime, join groups online, virtual happy hours, contact, contact, contact. It is even more important in this time to not necessarily do it right, but just do it. Just get yourself out there and connect with other people.
Like the Nike commercial, right? The Nike check that says, just do it.
Just do it. Exactly. Just do it.
And quit watching Netflix. Sorry. Another thing, when you say this, I'm going to say something real quick. This is kind of, if you follow me, I'm sure you see a lot of my stuff now, that if you follow me, Netflix is going to kill you. I'm telling you, Netflix is going to kill you. So you need to join these groups. You need to do Facebook. You need to do lives. You know, it's like I'm on lives. You saw it. And another thing, can I add something? And to be different. And you know, but not even 2 days ago, we didn't know each other, correct? Maybe.
Correct.
Can I add something to what I would think? What I teach and what I say is, you know, go spread love. Here's my little introduction. I don't have no degrees. You know, I mean, I ain't no psychologist. I speak, you know, crazy all the time. But my thing is go out and show love. Go on these groups and say, what's up? And make people laugh. I mean, if you saw some of my Facebook stuff, and I'm going back to what you're saying, is go do goofy stuff. Like you see me walking on the canal, pictures of ducks. It sounds crazy, but I'm making somebody laugh who's locked down in New York. I mean, I'm in Miami, and it's pretty much where we live in the small area that I live. People are walking around on the canal. Sure, you know, we're still locked down, but people are still moving. So I'm out there trying to make people laugh and make people feel good. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that is absolutely important. I said, believe it or not, 2 months, 3 months ago, I wasn't even on social media. I got my Facebook, I think March 3rd was when I started on Facebook. And so like you see, I've joined groups, I've connected, I've made friends, I've, you know, like you said, just kind of spread love. You know, who out there needs something that I can give right now? Because I'm in the same boat. I'm, you know, struggling with my finances. I'm working hard on building everything back up. My contracts have scaled back some, but now I'm pivoting, and we're doing a lot better now. But I had to, just like everyone else, just, hey, how can I help you? What can I do for you? What can I?
All right. Now let's lighten it up here a little bit. First of all, how did you get into this? I mean, you're a clinical psychologist. How? And I can tell from your accent, right? Your mama and daddy ain't gringo, as we say in Miami. So where's your family from, and how'd you get into this? This is pretty cool stuff.
So I was raised in Jamaica. Both of my parents are Jamaican. I came to the States for middle school. And so I have been here for actually in South Florida for quite some time. I did both my bachelor's degrees, both my master's degrees, and my doctoral degree in South Florida. And so I got into it actually by accident. A lot of times people get into mental health with the desire to either fix themselves or someone very close to them. So, you know, you'll get into the mental health field because, well, I had an uncle that had schizophrenia, or, you know, my dad wasn't around, or I feel like I'm always depressed. And so people kind of get into the field that way. And I think I did as well.
By the way, they said I have mental issues because I'm always like, if you're happy and, you know, clap your hands. Some people say that I'm a little loon, because I always say, don't worry, be happy. You know?
Well, no, I mean, that sounds to me like an optimist. That sounds great.
I guess, you know? So go ahead. I'm sorry if I interrupted.
Oh, no, not at all. Like I say, you know, I really have been, before I became a clinical psychologist, I was a mental health counselor, a therapist for 12 years. And so I've seen a lot of different clients in a lot of different levels and places in their lives. I've worked in the prison system. I've worked in homeless shelters and substance abuse facilities, eating disorder clinics. So I've seen and heard a lot of traumatic stories and people really overcoming great obstacles. And I think that when I quote unquote got to the top, what I realized was that those at the top were a lot of times living the worst quality of life.
Just interrupt you 1 second here. Guys, if you're following us on Facebook, I'm live on one of the groups here. That if you have any questions, just put it in the chat box and we'll rock it and roll it. And I will ask Dr. Candace. So go ahead. So go. Keep going.
Yeah, you know, I mean, a lot of these, like I said, I've worked with a lot of these traumatic things and awful stories and watched people overcome. And then, like I said, when I realized that, you know, the doctors and the lawyers and the business owners were working their butts off at living, you know, really awful quality of life, you know, when they finally arrived, I realized that these were the folks that really needed some more attention because, you know, like you said, burnout kills, and not only will it kill you as a human, but it's definitely going to kill your business. It's going to kill your drive. It's going to kill your potential. And so you need, you know, rest is just as important, just as profitable as working.
All right, before we go, all right, now tell us a little about yourself. I mean, I know when I saw that you now live in Atlanta, what's some of the cool things that you like to do, I guess, pre-corona and now corona?
Well, I live near Adams Park. It's absolutely beautiful. So my daughter and I go there often. There's no playground equipment, so there's nothing really for her to like, you know, sit on or stay on or anything like that. So we pretty much go for like a very long walk through the trails that they have there. It is gorgeous. They're like boulders and rivers, little streams that run through the trees. There's some picnic tables, but again, the picnic table areas are usually closed. But that is one of her favorite spots. Another one that we like to go to is Midtown, because we go to Midtown and that's where I get all of my takeout. I'm a big takeout fan.
You're not a cooker? You don't like, you know, mama didn't teach you, you know, I mean, you know, I do a lot of Jamaicans in my office, and I guess if you don't like to cook, that means you're second generation. You're, as I make fun of, you're Americanized, because old school Jamaican, and grandma's always in the kitchen, right?
Absolutely. I am definitely what we would call a Jamaican.
Okay.
Yes. I'm a takeout fan, and there's a place in Midtown called Booty Sushi that is like my favorite.
So that's your go-to.
That's my go-to.
All right. So as we're starting to wrap up here, what's a couple of things? What's the main thing that you want to tell people on how to stop the burnout?
So like I said, in order to avoid burnout, one of the first things that you've got to be aware of is how many hours are you working? We need to reduce the number of hours working. I always recommend less than 8. So if you can manage to do a 7-hour day or something around there, or even shorter, that's something that you should be working toward. I work toward a 4 to 5 hour work day at max. So that, and again, I am a single mother, so I am home with my daughter 24/7, as well as working on my business and being an entrepreneur And so it is even more important for me to avoid burnout because I will burn out on her, you know? And so
you don't want to be a cranky mom, I guess, right?
Exactly.
Say in English terms. Come on. Let's get real here. You know, I'm the real deal. You know, I talk like Main Street. You don't want to be a cranky mom. You want to be okay. By the way, what's your princess's name? And
her name's Avery. She's 3. She'll be 4 next week.
So does that mean you got, as I make fun of, that means you got 6 eyes because as a 3-year-old, you got to be always on top of her to keep her
I
safe?
sure do. But she and I have a really great relationship. She's actually cooperating with me right now, being very nice in her room.
Well, you can bring her out, dude. I make fun of my office here.
Yeah.
I have a tax office, and my first rule, this is family rules. Family rules say if you got a 3-year-old and you want to color on my wall, don't worry about it. That's actually better art for me. You know, if your kid wants to cry, no problem. I got 3 monitors here that I will put whatever you want on YouTube. And even the joke on that is I didn't even know that there's like what, Pinky Pig. I didn't realize that how many different cartoons there are on YouTube until I started telling people, what do you want on YouTube? And they start telling me like Porky Pig, Pinky Pig, and all this other stuff. And by the way,
it's
Pepper.
Pepper.
Oh, listen, my kids are older, and I grew up on Barney and Jimmy Neutron. Okay,
Right.
not grew up on, but you know. So I'm glad
familiar with Jimmy.
What's that?
I'm familiar with Jimmy Neutron.
Thank you. My oldest was a heavy Barney. I love you, you love me. By the way, that song really would fit today. We are happy as can be. All right.
Yes.
Well, thank you for your time. I'll let you go back. One more question, and we'll have it as a wrap. How can they get a hold of you?
That's actually really easy. So now I'm on Facebook. So you can find me Facebook, Dr. Drummond, PSYD, PSYD. You can also find me at Avid Intellectual. That is my company, also on Facebook. You can find me on LinkedIn, Candace Drummond. So you'll find me there. And then also my website, avidintellectual.com. There's a contact form on our website that will come straight to me as well.
Well, guys, thank you. We were talking today with Dr. Candace. Candace was a burnout specialist. When you listen to this, you're going to realize that burnout is important, that you got to start to figure it out to keep your doors open. This is this is my podcast, Increase Your Bottom Line. Always remember, sharing is caring. If you have any questions or comments, you can always post it below. I mean, I'm sure this is going to be on YouTube and every place else shortly. But remember, sharing is caring, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Wait, let me just hold on for the recording. And 3, 2, 1, and off. How was that, Doc?
It's great. It still shows that it's live on Facebook. I don't know if
No, because it's a 15-second delay.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you need help building your stuff, see, part of what I would have taught you to say, I mean, this is what I coach, is two things I would tell you. You need what I call a jump page.
A jump page.
You need 2 things. If you want to get clients, you need a jump page and you need a giveaway.
Okay.
And that's kind of what we show. A jump page. And by the way, and I'll tell you how to make the jump page real quickly.
Okay.
How did you make your website? WordPress or HTML?
Wix.
Oh, that's even better. Okay. So I would show you that we need to make a jump page. A jump page is, my jump page is albertc360.com. Partly because, and we help you build that and all that kind of stuff. Because remember how you gave a bunch of stuff, and I learned that last year. You go to AlbertC360, it has my Facebook, my Instagram. We have everything. So if you want to get a hold of me, darling, and another thing you need to set up, you need a calendar page, Calendly. I don't know if you have one of
I have a
those.
Calendly. Yeah, I have a
Okay.
Calendly.
But part of what I coach is, I'm just telling you real quick, is that's all part of the jump page. See,
Yeah,
I would have
yeah.
given a free consultation, go to Dr. C, Dr. Candy, you know,
Yeah,
Dr.
whatever the
Candy,
360. Yeah.
360. Well, 360 is owned by somebody else, so I don't use that. I mean, I have a 360, but I'm going to call it a jump page because people don't understand 360. So Candace JP,
Yeah.
jump page, and you get all my information. Another thing you got to work on is to get people to talk to you. Real quick, you have to have a giveaway.
Yeah.
You notice my giveaway is, and I changed it last week while I was walking. I changed a word. My blueprint, five steps to increase your bottom line.
Yeah.
So your blueprint is 4 steps to avoid burnout, or 5 steps, something to do with burnout. And that's what it's about. With the gold, even if it's still on, it doesn't matter, even if it's still on, because I'm not saying nothing, right? Nothing bad.
I'm taking notes.
What I am working on now is with the goal of making it is a video. And even then I made the template on PowerPoint, where you take the 5 points and then you do Facebook, you do either Facebook Lives. I would tell you, and that's why I use Stream Duck. It just didn't work here today. Where with Stream Duck, you can automatically send it to you can automatically send it to YouTube. Because the goal I'm working on is not only am I selling it, and you could do it here too on Zoom, but the goal is to eventually make, remember I said the 5-step giveaway? Well, my next step is first we make the infographic. Then the next thing you work on, you make the video class. And that's your giveaway.
So the class is a part of the giveaway as well. The infographic.
Eventually.
Okay.
Yeah. Because people like video. I mean, I talked to one of my cool friends, Angel. She's a media specialist. And I have my book. Oh my God. It's over there, The Art of Perception. Let me go get one to show you. See, I got my book, but after talking to Angel, Angel said that the book is good, but people aren't going to jump on the book. And I realized that when I was on the Business Expo tour, because people don't want to spend, I mean, you still got to have a book to make yourself look cool to say you're on Amazon. But then I would teach you, because you're a doctor and you can write, I would teach you, I'm still recording. It's okay. And maybe we still are recording. I have no clue. Maybe we are.
Yeah, it shows on my screen that we're still live on Facebook.
That's okay, guys. If you're learning, this is a learning experience. Here.